Hey guys, how's it going? My name is Ritchie Plunkett from the Puppet Geek, and today guys we're taking a look at the Qnap TS-251A NAS drive. This is a 2-bay NAS drive, as you can see here, which will take your standard drives. It's really simple and easy to install. As you can see here, you're provided with the screws. If you've ever actually installed a hard drive, you'll know how easy it is to actually plug into these sort of bays with the NAS drive. Simply just screw it on and pop it right in. So up front we've got a couple of ports, one being an SD card slot for those quick transfers via your camera, as well as a power button, and two USB 3.0 ports, one actually being used for network capacity, which is really interesting and I think is really great that they've actually put in there. Now you've got two Ethernet ports as well, which is really nifty, and two additional 3.0 ports. Now up front you've got all the sort of media outlets from your microphone to speakers and HDMI, which is all used for the media aspect of the Qnap NAS drive, which we'll talk about in a bit. Now setting up the actual Qnap is really simple, really easy. You have a quick read of your terms and conditions, but from there, really simple. If you've installed a program before, it's a simple process of just clicking next and installing. And then once you've done through that, you just want to initialize the actual drive. And I thought this whole process as well, and this is through the Q Finder software, which you'll need to install, was really simple and allowed you to sort of customize the drive on how you actually wanted to use it and run straight from the get-go. So this little process right here was really simple and easy to use, and I thought that was really great of Qnap to sort of guide you through this process and tweak the settings as well if you know actually what exactly you want from your NAS drive straight away. So you've got this little printout of everything, and then it'll just initialize. You can make a cup of coffee and then come back. It takes a little while, probably about 5 minutes or so. And then in the actual Q Finder Pro, this is where you can actually see your NAS drives and access your actual drives themselves from your network. Now obviously from there you can actually go to your browser and then access this whole different interface, which I think is really the UI in this is really great, and it sort of covers over into the actual sort of media outlet of the actual drive itself. So when you first start up, it's going to ask you to definitely update the firmware, so I suggest doing that first before you do anything else. So once you've updated that, we can re-log in. You can see it's slightly a bit different here, but everything is generally basically the same with a few improvements on the back end, obviously. So as you can see here, the user interface and the way we sort of navigate through the browser is really great, really easy to read of what's happening. You've got these pop-up notifications of stuff that's been updated, and I thought being that it's you've actually got a help desk app as well, which actually works through their sort of forums and questions and everything, which I thought was really neat in case you got stuck. Now what else, if you've used previously like NAS drives, they usually have these sort of notifications, which I thought was also really nice. You can set these with email notifications as well for any updates or errors that are happening with the drive itself, and something that I always turn on personally because you want to know exactly what's happening in case you are going to have a failing drive. Opening applications are really fast as well, which I thought was really great. I mean, everything about it is really impressive, such as the App Center as well. You've got a number of applications here that you can install on the NAS directly, such as cloud drives, music applications such as Spotify, as well as Plex servers. Also, you've got other things like Linux Station, antivirus software, a number of applications that I think will suit, or you'll be able to find something that would actually help run your NAS drive slightly better. Now, there's not like a ton of applications out there, but I think there's enough out there to serve a purpose to make your sort of media center or NAS drive run better. Now, one thing that is really important in a NAS drive is able to actually see the stats of how your NAS drive is performing, such as CPU usage, RAM, and hard drive health as well. It's really important to actually monitor these things because as we know, we can lose data. If you know me, when I lost all my data and had to rebuild everything, it can be a frustrating process. So it's really great to sort of see these features here as well, which is really important, and most people would know are very typical in most drives as well. But it's nice how it's sort of like in that, like you can sort of peek at it when you want to while actually on your interface. Now, jumping into the sort of media aspect of this, of the Qnap, you can actually, browse the web. As you can see here, I'm actually using a wireless keyboard, which I've just plugged in my USB receiver in the front, which is super great. And it runs, I would say, very much like a Chrome OS operating system. And this is running an operating system here that is able to actually run all these applications. Now, you don't actually have to actually use a wireless USB interface. You can actually use the remote as well. As you can see here with myself navigating with the remote, it's really simple to use. And actually, I thought it worked fairly well, with a couple of reports of some people saying that, it didn't really connect. I thought it worked really simple, really easy, and this is where you can actually navigate through your other applications as well, such as Facebook, Chrome, Plex Theater. Again, I suggest doing that. Skype, which is also pretty impressive that they actually have that on there, and from that you can actually plug in a USB webcam as well and actually talk to people through there, which is really great. Now, I'm actually not going to play any music or videos or anything like that, so I don't get a copyright strike, but really simple to install everything through this sort of media outlet of the Qnap NAS drive as well. Really simple to use. At a click of a button, you can install applications and do everything that way as well, all in the comfort of your couch, doing all those changes, which makes it really great. And I think this is where the NAS drive really shines. The user interface, the way you install applications is really well polished. I mean, everything about it is nicely done, and the experience of actually using this as a media center is really great, while having the benefits of actually being a cloud storage drive, which is also amazing, I think. Overall, the Qnap TS-251A is a great NAS drive, no doubt about it, but it's also like any other NAS drive on the market. But where it really shines is the media side of things, and I think that's where you should put your purchase decision on. Anyway guys, thanks again for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next one.